YouTube, what's going on? Welcome back to the Nomad Chad channel. If you haven't already, like, subscribe, and leave your feedback, leave your comments. Let me know what you're thinking. Say hello. Don't be afraid to comment. Take off these socks. I'm up here in Tacoma, Washington, and I had about 3 stops on this load. So there was 2 in Oregon, and my third one's up here in Tacoma. Pretty sure I got some kind of heating and air stuff. So, but anyways, today's video is gonna be how I got scammed at a California DOT scale. And I'm pretty sure this kind of stuff is happening all the time. I can't be the only person out here on the road that's had a similar situation. So with that being said, you gotta watch out for, some of these guys out here. Watch out for these scales. And I don't know. It seems sketchy to me. It seems like a scam, the way or what happened to me. So, anyways, let's get into it. So, I was in my first year of having my truck, and I was under a hazmat load that was double placard. So I'm not sure exactly what I was hauling, but I had 2 stickers. So you have to go all the way around with your stickers. So it was double placard. Basically, if you guys know anything about hazmat, it was double placard. And I crossed into California, and I'm pretty sure it was the really big scales. I believe it was out in Mojave. I'm pretty sure. Don't mark me on that, but I know it was one of the bigger scales, maybe on the 40, or I don't think it was the 10. I'm pretty sure it was Mojave. That sounds familiar. But so I'm going in, I'm pulling in, I'm waiting in line with all the other trucks, and it's my turn to go across the scale. So, I'm rolling across 3 mile per hour, and I'm pretty sure I had a target on my back, obviously, because I was double placard, and I had 2 hazmat stickers on my trailer. So I'm pretty sure I had a target on my back, and they wanted to call me in just for that reason. So I get the call in for me to go into the first inspection bay or whatever. And so I pull around to the scales, and I pull into the inspection bay and everything, and the DOT guy starts inspecting my truck. Obviously, he does everything on a level 1. So if you guys don't know what a level 1 is, it's pretty much the most thorough inspection that you can do on these trucks. So I think level 3 is like the easiest, but level 1, they really go through everything on your truck and your trailer, and they go through like how you secured your load. So they'll check your freight, like if you're loaded, if you have load bars or straps or whatever. So they'll check your load securement, as well as all the the DOT compliance stuff that they have to check on your truck. So anyways, the DOT guy, he ends up going through everything on my truck. Doesn't have no problems. He goes through, my load. He pops the seal on the back, goes through my trailer, checks my straps. Everything was perfect. Everything was secured perfect. Everything on my truck was perfect. Everything was good. Then he comes back up to the front of my truck to get underneath, and basically what he had said is that my carrier bearing was had too much play in the carrier bearing, and I don't believe that. I don't believe that because my truck only had not even 400,000 miles on it at the time, and carrier bearings go over at least 1 million miles. There's no way that my carrier bearing was out of adjustment and had too much play. So he said my carrier bearing had too much play. Everything else was good. My load was secure. Everything on the truck was completely fine. It was completely perfect. And then he gets to the carrier bearing and says it has too much play in it. Honestly, before this experience, I didn't even know really what a carrier bearing was. Yeah, so said the carrier bearing had too much play in it, and that he was going to be putting me out of service until I got it fixed. So I was like, okay, I gotta do what I gotta do to basically get rolling again, so I don't have to get the load taken from me, and then it ended up costing me more money, because basically over at Landstar, if you have to repower a load, it sucks. I don't know if you other Landstar drivers have had to repower a load, but basically the driver that has the breakdown or that needs to repower the load for whatever reason, it ends up costing them pretty much a lot of money. So yeah, I didn't want to repower the load, and I had to get it fixed, no matter what it took. So anyways, I'm thinking in my head, pulling out of that inspection bay, that I'm going to have to, get on the phone and, call, any mobile mechanic, just start making phone calls, get on the horn, just start calling people, figure out whatever I can figure out to get somebody out there to try to fix it. Also, I want to throw in there that I was the only truck, that was in the inspection bay, that came out of the inspection bay at that time. So when I pulled out of the inspection bay, there was a mechanic. I didn't even have to call anybody. There was a mechanic waiting for me to pull out of the inspection bay, and he had the exact part that I needed, and he was waiting, ready to do the work. And it's just, I don't know how to feel about that. You know what I mean? Like, that there's mechanics waiting at the scales for, these drivers and owner operators to pull out of the scales. And, they see Landstar, they know we're independent. So they just want to pull us in because they know we're owner operators and probably got money or whatever the case is. But anyways, he's waiting. He had the exact part that I needed. He's waiting for me to pull out of the scales. And so yeah, he did the work. And I don't know exactly how long it took, probably like 3 or 4 hours for him to do the work. And so I paid him, I'm pretty sure I paid like $700, something like that, for like a $300 or $400 job. So, but I just thought it was a coincidence that there was a mechanic there waiting for me to pull out of the scale. And I thought it was BS that he said my carrier bearing was out of adjustment in the first place, which I highly disagree that it was out of adjustment. But what can you do in that situation? Basically whatever the DOT says goes, you know what I mean? They're putting you out of service, you can't really do nothing, and you got to fix the problem. So I feel like I got scammed in the situation. I feel like somebody's getting paid off in the situation. I feel like either the mechanics are paying the DOT guys to send them work, or somebody in that scenario. I can't be the only person that has experienced this. And I know I'm not the only person that has experienced this, because I've heard of some of my friends having friends that have dealt with a similar situation, and it's happening out here. So now basically, if I have to go in the state of California, which I've been living in Southern California for about a year now, but I don't really haul anything that has more than one placker on it, and I definitely do not haul totes, like liquid totes. I know that has nothing to do with the plackers, but I hate hauling totes, so I thought I'd throw that in there. But hey, sorry guys, I got cut off there. But yeah, I was just saying, I don't like hauling liquid totes, and if I am gonna haul a hazmat load, then it has to basically be straight out of the state of California. I don't want to be going up and down the 5 from Los Angeles all the way up to Oregon and Portland or whatever, Seattle. the less distance I have to travel in the state of California, the better. So I'll haul hazmat pretty much anywhere else. I don't have a problem with it. If I was really anywhere else, I would even possibly do a multi or, you know, double placard load. But if I'm taking hazmat in the state of California, it has to be going a short distance. So if I'm coming in, it has to literally be one placard coming in, I drop it and I'm done with it. I'm not doing multiple stops, none of that. But if I'm hauling a hazmat out, that's fine. But I don't want to, you know, spend a lot of time hauling a double placard load through the state of California to give DOT a reason to pull me in. You know what I mean? Because you better believe that when you have multiple placards on your trailer, that they're checking you out hard. You know what I mean? They're throwing a hairy eyeball on you. They're looking for a reason to pull you in, and you basically want to give them less of a reason to pull you in the scale. So, you know, a lot of times, especially if I'm in California, I keep my truck as clean as possible. You know, when they see dirty equipment or beat up equipment or a bunch of stuff on your dash, or just they're looking for reasons to pull you in. So a lot of times when I'm running in the state of California, I keep my truck pretty clean as a whistle. And, you know, like I said, if I'm doing hazmat, then I don't like having more than one placard, and I don't like being in the state long under that hazmat load. So let me know in the comments below if you guys have had similar situations, you know, where you felt like you maybe got scammed by a DOT scale, especially in the state of California. It could probably happen in other states, I don't know. But if you've had similar situations, let me know in the comments below, because I would definitely like to hear about them. Anyways, I'm gonna get out of here. If you're new to the channel, like, subscribe, comment, and I will see you guys in the next one. Okay guys, one more thing that I wanted to throw in. This is kind of also a big red flag to me, and it's important to mention into this video. After I got the work done, I got my receipt and everything, and when I went back in there to check in, you know, to show them the receipt and everything, and I was like, do you guys want to check the work? Because that's like my first thoughts, right? They should check the work to make sure it was done right? That, how do they know there's not still too much play in the carrier bearing? But their reply was, we know they do good work. You're good. You can pull across the scales and exit back out. So they didn't double check it. They didn't even seem to care too much at all. So to me, that was another red flag. Let me know what you guys think, and thanks for watching the video. See you guys in the next one.